Welcome to The Authentic Creative, where we expand our capacity to feel good one deep breath, one bold choice, and maybe a little bit of magic at a time. I'm Siri Baruch Thornton, healer, creative, and lifelong explorer of all things energy, self-expression, and joy. With over 26 years of experience in Reiki, Akashic Records, and transformational breathwork, I've learned that feeling good is not a luxury, it's a practice. And sometimes it's a little messy. This podcast is here to help you trust your intuition, break the rules, the ones that need breaking, and live more fully in your gifts. So give yourself a deep breath, get cozy, and let's dive in. Welcome back. I am so glad you are here. This is the final episode in this 12-part devotional embodied companion to the artist's way. I want to begin by placing you inside the moment where this episode is being born. I'm sitting in a sauna, dripping sweat, feeling heat move through my body. One of the reasons I love the sauna so much is because it feels like purification. It feels like a releasing, a soft burning away of what is no longer needed as we do this final shedding of the snake and come into the year of the fire horse. A return to clarity through surrender. And that is exactly what faith feels like to me. Faith means something different for every person. And I believe faith is something that evolves over time. In the beginning of life, many of us arrive with a natural sense of trust, especially if we were met with loving, supportive caregiving that helped our bodies feel safe and held. And then life happens, disappointment happens, failure happens, rejection happens, abandonment happens, loss happens, illness happens, aging happens. Death touches every human life in some way. It is inescapable, as you know. So being human includes being wounded. And I think one of the bravest acts of being alive is choosing to try again, choosing to start again, choosing to love again, choosing to create again. That is faith, like the phoenix rising. Faith is not the absence of pain. Faith is the willingness to continue participating in life even after pain, in the midst of pain. There are moments in life when faith becomes very real. Moments when a parent or loved one is rushed to the hospital. Moments at 3 a.m. when you're wide awake and your mind is racing and your heart is searching for something to hold on to. Moments when we are asked to face the unknown. Those are the moments when faith stops being philosophical and becomes embodied. Those are the moments when we ask ourselves, what do I trust? What carries me now? What supports me when certainty disappears? In Nichiren Buddhism, which I've been practicing for 17 years, there is a teaching that faith is something we build over time through lived experience, through small pieces of proof, through moments when we show up, when we continue, when we discover that we are stronger or more supported than we realized. Faith becomes something constructed through experience, brick by brick, moment by moment. This is one of the reasons I love this journey through the artist's way. Each chapter we have walked through has been building a foundation, safety, identity, power, integrity, possibility, abundance, connection, strength, compassion, self-protection, autonomy, and now faith. This journey mirrors how trust is built inside the human nervous system through repetition, through returning, through small experiences of safety and truth that slowly create stability. And this process is ongoing. That is why it is called recovering a sense of. We continue recovering ourselves throughout our lives. There's a moment that always comes to mind for me when I think about faith in creative life. When I was in college at Clark University in Worcester, Massachusetts, I performed in the play The Seagull. There's a famous character named Nina, an actress who speaks about her journey toward faith in her craft. She describes how she once tried to act from ego, from approval, from performance, and eventually discovered that her real strength came from trusting the work itself, from trusting the calling of her art, even when it was difficult or uncertain. And that moment always stays with me. Faith in creativity is trusting the process itself, trusting that the work is shaping us while we shape the work. To me, faith is deeply connected to trust and hope. They feed each other constantly. Trust is the body relaxing enough to take the next step. Hope is the emotional light that allows us to imagine possibility. Faith is the devotion that allows us to continue walking forward. And I truly believe that if there were additional chapters after The Artist's Way, I know she has several other books, but they might include recovering a sense of hope and recovering a sense of trust. And in many ways, those themselves are already woven through every chapter we have walked through together. Faith does not need to be perfect. Faith does not require certainty, actually. Faith includes moments of doubt, moments of questioning, moments of falling away and returning again. Faith is commitment to evolving. Motherhood has been one of my greatest teachers of faith. Birthing children requires surrender into unpredictability. Parenting requires trusting instincts, trusting growth, trusting timing, trusting change that we cannot control, and most importantly, trusting our children's lives. Caretaking in general asks us to stand inside the unknown while continuing to love fully. And beyond motherhood, faith often shows up in our personal relationship with Source, with God, with life itself. Whatever language feels true to each person listening. That relationship is deeply personal. It changes over time. It grows through experience. One of the most honest examples of faith for me happened during the creation of this devotional series itself. During these past weeks, my entire family has been recovering from illness. Our home has been filled with coughing, interrupted sleep, travel planning, hosting family, selling our final Airbnb, and all of the layered responsibilities that life often brings all at once. And there were a lot of nights that I did not actually sleep, and days I did not feel well. Moments when recording this podcast felt challenging. And I kept showing up from devotion. Showing up for myself, showing up for you became an act of faith. And something beautiful happened. I learned that this podcast has reached the top 2% globally. This moment feels like such a reflection of what happens when we stay devoted to inner work, to creativity, and to connection. This milestone belongs to you as much as it belongs to me. Your listening, your presence, your openness made this possible. I feel deeply honored to walk alongside you in this way. Now we're going to move into a breathwork experience to embody faith in the body.
This breath is the style of breathwork that I personally teach and facilitate called triactive breath. If it is available to you, I invite you to lay down. Lying down helps the body relax and allows emotional and energetic movement to happen naturally. If lying down is not accessible, you can sit in a supported position. Triactive breath is a continuous circular breath done fully through the mouth. You inhale through the mouth and exhale through the mouth with no pause between breaths. This breath gently activates the sympathetic nervous system so energy can move and emotions can release, while also inviting the parasympathetic nervous system to support safety and integration. About 80% of the inhale expands your belly. Allow your belly to rise fully. The remaining 20% gently lifts into the chest and heart. The exhale is soft and unforced, allowing the breath to fall out naturally through the mouth. You are always in control of your experience. You are your highest authority. You can slow, pause, or stop at any time, and we will breathe together here for a couple minutes. I invite you to bring to mind a food that you love, What does it taste like? What does it smell like? I invite you to bring to mind a sound that you love. I invite you to bring to mind a texture that you love. What does that feel like? I invite you to bring to mind a color that you love. I invite you to bring to mind a flower that you love. I invite you to bring to mind a smell that you love. And I invite you to bring to mind a sound that you love. And when this other music here starts, in a second, we're going to do this work together. Here we go. Just as you are. Exactly as you are. Inhaling through the mouth, belly rise. Chest gently rising. Soft exhale through the mouth. Inhale, I receive trust. Exhale, I release fear of the unknown. Inhale, I receive guidance. Exhale, I release the need to control. Inhale, I receive support. Exhale, I release self-doubt. Inhale, I receive faith in my path. Exhale, I release pressure to have every answer. Notice what faith feels like in your body. Continue breathing. Allow sensation or emotion to move if it wants to. Allow your body to feel supported by the surface beneath you. Giving yourself 10 in a row here. Just dropping into your body all the way down. And gradually slowing the breath. Allowing the inhale to soften, the exhale to lengthen. And gently returning to your natural breathing. Placing one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, staying with yourself for a few more breaths. And when you feel ready, slowly bringing your awareness back. I invite you into a gentle question. Where in your life are you being invited to trust more deeply? Where are you being asked to continue without having every answer? Where does life already support you in ways you may be learning to recognize? Allow your answer to feel personal and honest.
Before we close, I want to honor the journey we've walked together. Creative recovery is not a destination. It is a lifelong relationship with ourselves, with creativity, with life. I encourage you to revisit this series whenever you feel called, to listen again, to share it with an inspiration partner, to gather in groups the way many people do with the Artist's Way. And if you would ever like me to facilitate breathwork for your group, whether that's in person or over Zoom, I would be honored to support that experience. And if you feel called to deepen this journey, I offer private 12-session breathwork journeys inspired by these chapters. I also host retreats where these practices become fully embodied. Thank you for trusting me with your time, your heart, and your creative journey. This is not an ending. This is a continuation. Keep expanding your capacity to feel good, one breath at a time. Loving you.
And if today's conversation stirred something in you, here are a few ways we can go deeper together. So the Authentic Creative Podcast, where you are now, make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss more conversations like this. And if you loved this one, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. One-on-one work for private Reiki, breathwork, Akashic sessions where we can go right into your unique medicine. You can connect with me directly. Thank you for being here, for listening, for expanding your capacity to feel good alongside me. I'm sending you love, and I can't wait to connect again soon. Loving you.